guys, Garrett Greenest back at it again, and today we are getting into something astronomical. Now everybody has a loose definition of how they understand astrology in their head. Everybody may know their sun sign, their moon sign, you might even know your rising sign, the big three. You might even know your whole chart. You might even be an astrologer and just be sitting in a robe all day surrounded by candles
reading tomes from an ancient book written by warlocks 7,000 trillion eons ago.
But in all likelihood, you're a regular person that does not commit a lot of time to astrology. Now, one thing I do understand
pretty profoundly
is music. Music is something that I love, and I have what I feel is a very complete and true understanding of what music is. So today, we are going to go through how astrology and music can intersect, and what the implications of some of these concepts might be. Now, I feel like I've got to explain a couple things before we really get into things. Frequencies, notes, signs. What do they all mean? Well, in all of our bodies, we use electricity. Our nervous system and our spine, our brain, our whole body uses electricity. Electricity operates at a frequency. Now, what I'm trying to harness here is how those frequencies can either be tapped into or manipulated. Now, in music, there are 12 different notes. All of Western harmony, as we understand it, uses only 12 different notes. Those notes are C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and then C again. And it loops the whole pattern. Just those 12 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Those are the 12 notes.
Now what I've done is ascribed those 12 notes, each to an astrological sign. Now starting with Aries, the first sign
in the astrological chart,
we start with C, because C, the key of C, has no sharps or flats. I don't know if you know what that means, but it's all natural notes for anyone wondering. So those notes assigned through the astrological chart, you have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So now that all of those notes have an assigned chart placement, we can make music with our chart. Now, this is where electricity comes into play. When I was talking about frequencies, every note that you can play,
any tone,
is a frequency. So your body has a note playing in it at all times. It may shift, it may change based on the amount of energy that's in your body. But for the most part, and what we're doing today, I'm trying to make some sense of the madness, if you will. Now, in my personal chart, I am a Cancer Sun, Virgo Moon, and Capricorn Rising, which if that says anything about me, let me know in the comments. So that would mean that my notes are D sharp, F, and A. So my chord for my big three is... It sounds very majestical and wonderful, almost like something you'd hear in Zelda or something. Now let's say if you were a Taurus Sun, Virgo Moon, Aries Rising, that's a nice C sharp major 7 chord. You may be able to see where I'm going with this. So something that I've thought about is when you encounter people, you deal with resonation, like something somebody says,
"Oh, that really resonated with me."
Or like, "Oh yeah, me and my friends, we're just vibing." Resonance, vibrations, vibrating high, vibrating low. That's just notes, man. So taking it in its most simplest form, you would just take your sun signs, right? That's what most people know as their sun sign, their main sign. I am a Cancer. So my note is D sharp or E flat. This note right here. I can just feel the resonation
coursing through my spine.
Now, based on that note, I can know whether I have consonance, which is a pleasant harmonic balance with another sign, or dissonance, which is... So being a Cancer, let's see who I get along with. Let's start with Aries. Now that is a minor third. Minor is known as being sad. So Cancer and Aries, it is a minor third. That's only sun signs. Now, Cancer and Taurus. It's a little bit dissonant. It's a major second apart, which is usually used as a suspension or some type of building to something. It's usually not held in place steadfast. Now, Gemini. That's about as dissonant as it gets literally. It's two notes that are right next to each other. That's a minor second. So Cancer and Gemini would be dissonance when together. Cancer and Leo, same thing, dissonance. Leo is just above Cancer. You have an E flat with an E natural. So that's... Now Cancer and Virgo, F, that is another major second. It's the same interval as Cancer and Taurus. So it's mildly dissonant, it's going somewhere, but it's not necessarily settled on anything. Cancer and Libra, another minor third, sad. Cancer and Libra, sad. Sad. Next up we have Cancer and Scorpio. Cancer and Scorpio is a major third, which is one of the most common harmonies that you hear of anything. When singers are singing together, the first interval that they jump to is major third.
Very harmonious.
Next you have Cancer and Sagittarius. Now that's what they call a perfect fourth. It's not major and it's not minor, and it is very... provincial sounding, very strong sounding. It's almost like you can't tell where the root is of the chord. You can't tell what key it's in or what the basis of it is. And then we hit Capricorn. Capricorn is the tritone, also known as
The devil's interval.
So Cancer and Capricorn is not as dissonant as it could be, but almost as dissonant as could be. Almost as much as Cancer and Gemini or Cancer and Leo. I would say that the third most dissonant one would be Capricorn. Moving on to Aquarius. Now, this interval may sound familiar to you because it's a power chord. It is a perfect fifth. The perfect fifth is what's known as the dominant. It is the strongest harmony that you can create because the notes, the way that they sound is literally like, you know what your bass is? Cancer. You know what your fifth is? Aquarius. It works together like this, son.
Like this, son.
So, Meg the Stallion, please. Hit me up. Let me know what's going on. Or wait, Gen Z shit. Meg the Stallion, hit me up. And then lastly, we have Pisces, which is... Now that is a minor sixth. Another minor interval. So... it's sad, and I feel like it might kind of be because Cancers are known as being sensitive and empathetic, and Pisces are known as being emotional and sad. So just vibing together with the sadness, Pisces and Cancer. So now you can take all of these notes and all of these intervals and compare all of them, and then you can really get a sense of why or why not you may or may not vibe with somebody. Now, of all the different intervals that I've talked about today, and now that you have, I guess, hopefully a general understanding of what the fuck I'm talking about, I am hoping that somebody smarter than me can take this idea and run with it, but also give me credit for it, because I have never heard anybody talk about this. I've never heard anybody talk about this.
ever.
So I could give a long run down the list of all the different intervals and how they are harmonious to one another, but it's really up to you to decide a lot about this theory because it's not concrete. Astrology isn't concrete. There's a lot of different placements and houses and there's all different stuff going on. But if you played all the notes in your chart, you would get a different chord than somebody else. Your chart would resonate differently, literally played out loud, compared to somebody else's. The way that those notes meet could define a lot about your relationship. Say your chart is one set of notes, and then another person's chart is another set of notes, and all of them are dissonant notes, there might be a chance that you don't get along with that person and not really know why. Y'all could be vibing, but it could just be straight up tension and dissonance the entire time. You could have suspensions between you and another person. You could have jazzy harmony with another person. You could have a basic chordal relationship to another person. Now this is kind of driving me crazy because the more that I think about it, the more I just think of how many options there are with this, and if there would be a way to somehow harness this on an easily tangible mainstream level. Now, I could go on and on with this topic, honestly, because it seems like it's almost limitless in the same way that music is almost limitless, especially when you get into microtonal music, which is a whole other thing, and then atonal music, and then discordant music. I don't know, there's a lot. But I want you guys to run with this. Tell me what your chord is. What is your big three? Or list out your chart to me. I will find a chord for you. Write down in the comments what your big three is and I'll give you a chord. Now that I've opened up this gigantic Pandora's box, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. We're at 86 subscribers now, which is insane. Now, all I want is to reach 100 subscribers. The type of content I want to deliver once I reach 100 subscribers is going to be a and I really want to build a community of people that I can interact with regularly and share ideas with, like Astrological Music Theory. But like it is every time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video if you liked even the tiniest inkling of what I'm talking about, or if you just like my beautiful hair. But until next time, guys, be good. I love you.